Bitcoin socially isolated me.
Same, mate, same.
I constantly shilled Bitcoin to my friends and family for 10 years. Now that I became super wealthy, they've all become extremely bitter and passive-aggressive towards me. Is this the normal non-coiner behaviour? I told them to buy for 10 years. I never expected my own family to be so distant from me after I made it. I thought making it would make those around me happy. It just made them all seethe.
I mean, but you get that with... I feel like a lot of people get that with any form of, like, true success.
Yeah. People will be jealous and people will...
You know, people try and say, like, oh, you know, be happy for your mates, like, you know, they've done really well. Mm-hmm. A lot of people end up just fucking seething and being like, fuck them, why did they get that and I didn't?
Yeah.
You know, why did they achieve this and I didn't achieve that, you know? And that's that type of mentality.
But I think that's just human nature in general. You see somebody doing better than you and you're like...
Oh, fuck them, you know?
Especially somebody who you know.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know, like, you know, I feel like that happened to me kind of whenever I was leaving my old job.
Yeah.
Because they were already kind of mean to me anyway.
Yeah.
And I didn't get along with most of the staff, and I handed them a notice, so I did. And
you didn't hand in your notice?
No, I did. I handed them a notice, but I said I would stay with them until they got someone else in.
Yeah.
And they were like, yep, sure, that's fine. And 2 weeks into my notice, one of the other ones, and I'm only there like out of the goodness of my heart to try and help them, even though they're being really nasty to me. They end up to being absolute dickheads. I was like, right, well, you know what, guys, go fuck yourself. How does that sound? And I walked out. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's how I do YouTube today. Look, guys, let's jump into this thread. I know this one's not going to be for everyone, but I thought it was I think it's an interesting thread, and I think it brings up a lot of psychological questions that I find fascinating.
Ghost them. I'm seriously considering it. I don't see the point keeping people around me who are going to act passive-aggressive around me because I made it. I've been the joke of my family and friend circle, so I guess maybe they can't cope with the fact I have tens of millions of dollars out of nowhere.
I think that is one of the biggest problems with crypto. I feel like because it
can happen so quickly overnight.
It literally, if you'd spent like $100 on Bitcoin,
the thing
was,
like back then people were handing Bitcoin out like it was nothing.
Oh yeah, sure, you can get that on tap if you just filled out that wee code, and the guy was giving you 5.
Yeah.
How much would 5 be worth today? It would be close to half. Yeah, just check there. It's sitting at 40. So 46, around 50,000 each. You know, it was honestly it was possibly the best asset for anyone to buy throughout all of human history. Yeah. That's appreciating in price.
I still think of that guy who has all that Bitcoin on a hard drive somewhere in a landfill.
Oh, my heart goes out to him. He's got something like 500 million. 500 million.
Imagine. Oh.
I couldn't live for myself knowing that was me. But, you know, to get back to the point, so obviously, like, you know, like if you were buying Bitcoin in 2010, you were probably a bit of a loser. Let's be serious, guys. The only people that were buying it back then were either drug addicts.
Yes.
Or serious IT nerds.
Yeah.
And even then, I know a lot of IT nerds that see that Bitcoin because...
They didn't.
They see the Bitcoin because of fucking... graphics card prices going through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like, fucking miners, you know what I mean? But no, I can definitely understand that with the guy, and he is having a bit of a hard time. But again, what way is he presenting himself? Is he trying to be all high and mighty about it? Is he, you know what I mean? So you do have to be humble about your situation, whether you like it or not. There's
been hundreds of threads, especially back when Linky's first made it and it hit $20, of all kinds of crazy shit. Like Anon's being asked by their parents to pay for his sister's college loan, buy someone a house, etc. Or the classic scenario of Anon tells someone to buy crypto, even offers to manage the money if they give him $2,000 or whatever. They say yeah, Anon invests the money, but the friend never pays them the $2,000 back, so that they're out of pocket. A couple of years later, Anon is rich. Friend hits them up, asks them to give them profits even though they took zero risk. This shit happens multiple times over the last 3 years. I've been browsing biz regularly. I really, really hate normies and people without an inner monologue so much. Thankfully, no one even knows that I own crypto. My family thinks I have $1,000 of Bitcoin or something.
See, that's the beauty of crypto.
Yeah.
You can really say, it's like, oh, no, I got like 50 quid.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, yeah, I got some of that internet money.
Yeah.
You know? Honestly, I'll never understand that with people that... be like,
oh, you have money now, you need to pay this, or you need to do this. I don't need to do anything. No. If I want to do it out of the goodness of my heart, I'll do it.
I'm not...
But nobody's telling me what I can do with my own money.
Also, it really does depend. Like, are you talking? Have they made like 100,000, or have they made 100 million? You know, there's a bit different. Like, there's a really big.
But still, people shouldn't ask.
No,
like that. I'm sure if he wanted to pay his sister's college loan off, he would.
Yeah.
Or if he wanted to buy like Granny a house, he would.
Yeah.
You know, but people expecting it.
Also, you need to remember, a lot of people that have never seen, like, I've never seen, like, you know,
those numbers.
Those sort of numbers in my bank account.
No.
So I've got no idea what. And you also need to remember how are you going to hold on to that? How are you going to protect that? How are you going to make sure that it stays? And you can't just end up, you know, being Oprah.
I know.
Essentially turning into Oprah.
Wages usually see that they see someone not wasting their youth and life away for meagre returns. That said, I would advise you not to lead a life trying to make them jealous. Hatred and ghosting and despising them is not a way for you to live, and it'll eat away at you. Unfortunately, you need the company of family and other people to enjoy living. Since they are wagey cattle, I'd suggest trying to understand where they come from. Decades of indoctrination about my work and my job, and try to adjust. Take the Muhammad pill and build a church for your community or something.
This guy wants to start a cult.
Yeah. The cost is even business deductible. Then integrate them into your company, giving them a fair wage and making them love you while you still extract surplus value of them. They'll love you and accept you for it. Keep in mind that cattle is meant to be worked, even if you require the cattle's love yourself to lead a healthy life.
What the actual fuck was that?
What the fuck?
I mean, like, you know, it sounds like a pretty beast cult, not gonna lie, but, you know, you know, the thing, I get where he's trying to go with it. I think, like, you know, especially whenever you come across a lot of money, especially with crypto's such a volatile asset that being able to live off it is just probably a bad idea. Because it does move so quickly, unless you're, like, you know, constantly moving into Tether and stable coins and stuff like that. I don't know, unless you have like a big huge lump sum where it's like, if you got 5 million, you probably never have to work another day in your life. If you just live like a normal life, you don't need to worry about money anymore for the most part. But I do think, like, you know, anyone, like, you know, that's interested in becoming like self-employed of sorts and do something, you know, because I find I understand how, you know, people would want to like buy houses and all for their families and stuff like that, but the best way to do it is help them by helping themselves, sort of thing, by giving them opportunity
to buy houses for, like, buy up a load of property, move your family on in, but make them pay half rent. They're not paying full rent. So I get, say, if it's like 500, make them pay 200. They're still paying something, and you're still getting a wage.
Cover the rates and whatnot. The water.
Plus, you're still giving your family a house. You know,
and they're paying
very little for it. But yet again, if they ever want to move out of that or they want to do something else, there's property for it. The best way to invest in property.
Property is a solid option. It was bulletproof until 2007, but it still is a very solid asset class.
But if you buy it outright, you're not really, you know, it's not going to.
You need to be renting it, and if you rent it to horrible people, it's going to be a money sink. But yeah, definitely, I do think a lot of people, especially boomers, have this idea with working to the death for absolutely meager returns, and it's like, no, you're gonna get ahead. It's like businesses don't work like that anymore. I feel like
I'm speaking to my mum whenever you started YouTube and stuff, and she was like, oh, I don't know about that. It's just sitting at home on the computer all day. And it's like, no, but like, and I tried to, like, had to drum it into your head. No, but Mummy's actually making money. Like, he's making good money. Like, he's making really good money. And then whenever you were leaving the job, she's like, oh. And it's like, but you need to remember, my mum was born in like the 50s.
The idea of making money on the internet, just they have no idea.
My dad was all for it because he's like, the internet is the way forward. Yes.
But no, I do feel like, especially for me, I felt like I stayed too long in a dead-end job washing fucking dishes. I didn't hate it all the time, but I feel like I should have looked for...
It was just the same shit.
Yeah, it was the same shit day out. And I feel like I should have spent more time looking for other lines of work that would have been better pay, and I would have actually maybe not been working, like, you know, so, like, you know, an extra, like, 15 to 30 hours overtime a week and not get paid for it. You know, that's the type of bullshit that just...
like, buy a van and do some van work.
Honestly,
buy a fucking van.
Guys, I'm serious. I am seriously thinking about buying a van and doing dump guns. I am not making that up.
James doesn't even do dump runs for us.
Well,
so
maybe if I had a van. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we've got a big enough car, you can put things in the back of.
But I don't get paid for that.
I'll pay you in chicken wings. Told my parents to buy Bitcoin when it was worth 1k, because I was a student and had no money. They refused. Told my parents to buy Ethereum when it was worth €100. They refused. Told them to buy several shitcoins that did 100 times better. They always refused. Now I work and can invest some money by myself, but I missed big money thanks to their boomer mindset. My mum even had the nerve to ask for Christmas gifts for the family when she discovered I did a pathetic ×3 from 1k this month.
Honestly, the thing is, you can't be expecting other people to invest. And let's be serious, crypto is such a fucking volatile investment. You need to be okay with the idea of you're literally throwing money down the toilet.
Yeah.
And
James has scooped my dad into the whole thing.
Well, look, honestly, he's going to do really well though.
Yeah.
It was only blue chips he's bought, so he has it's not like buy some dirty shit coins. No, this stuff. I don't really want to. Well, okay, I will say, you know what, okay, I'll tell you guys what my portfolio looks like, and you guys are going to fucking laugh at me. So my biggest hold is Chainlink, because you guys are going to hate this. Because I'm a fucking Chainlink cultist. Absolutely, I do believe it's going to be a key part of the fourth industrial revolution. I think you should check out anything with Klaus Schwab with the Economic Forum, which is literally Satan or the Antichrist. Definitely, okay, I'm going to buy the Antichrist coin, I'm sorry. Definitely check that type of shit out. I really like that. I really like the Graph GRT. It was one of a kind whenever I first bought into it. It is a Google of blockchain, if it were. What it does is it's a way of, it's not quite a search engine. You would call it an indexer, but I think the tech is fascinating and it's got really good dividends. So it pays out monthly, so it does, which I think is really cool. My other one would be ICP. The Internet Computer Protocol, and what that one does is it is pretty much Web3 tech on blockchain. It's very fascinating. You can run YouTube, it has YouTube on it. It can run mirrored YouTube, and it's honestly see if anyone's interested in decentralized tech with really good freedom of speech and all that type of shit. See, this is what gets me about it. I talk to a lot of people about, decentralization, and they're like, oh yeah, decentralization, blockchain's crypto, oh, no. But they both go hand in hand, and a lot of people still think of crypto as just money, where it's not. Think of it more like tokenized technology, or like Ethereum. It's the best way to describe it would be a universal blockchain that can run all different sorts of applications on top of it. Welcome to my TED Talk, thanks. But yeah, there would be the big three that I'm into.
Welcome to my life.
But yeah,
most girls lose their guys to playing FIFA. I lose my guys to Chainlink.
But yeah, no, this guy, honestly, go fuck yourself. You're gonna have to buy your family presents from time to time.
I know.
They did look after your whole life, and just because they're too old and they don't understand doesn't make them horrible people by any stretch of the imagination. They just don't get it.
You know what? I don't.
Then that's fine.
I don't hold anything against boomers from not wanting to invest in Bitcoin, because they lived through the whole pyramid scheme era.
Yeah, they did.
And we all know how that fucking was.
Yeah. So I don't blame them. I couldn't blame them for anything.
And now, the models of our website, brought to you by neckbeardia.co.uk. Get y'all some of these titties.
Dwarf titties, orc titties, cat titties, fat titties, the gases and wasted bit, vampires and goblins and all the buff champions and even hentai, yeah that too. Dragons, manticores, ogres and gnomes and bugbears and even more to go still. Undead and demons and then our friend Pally and definitely not 40k. Wood elves, dark elves and lizards and Megan the Slither and James the look cool as he stands. Beholders and kobolds and tyrants and only in a donkey with a frying pan. If you don't want no models, then no need to bother. We now have subclasses and teas. Also, Guardbros Book, go have a look. Check out the link to Ko-fi. Thank you for watching our videos and giving our channel a hand. But this is the end, our viewers and friends, so let's get back to the video, man. I fucking hate myself. People in vastly different economic situations don't get along. Simple as. My brother is much richer than me. We basically don't talk anymore. Not because I'm seething or anything.
Sounds like you're seething.
Sounds like it. We just don't have anything to talk about. He keeps talking about his rich man life, and honestly, I might as well be watching a movie. I just can't relate and don't care. At first, it was just fine because it was a novel and interesting, just how a world I don't relate to and don't care about.
I don't know, his ID's literally that he is seething with pure anger. Honestly, though, I do think that's a real thing, though. People from different economic backgrounds have a hard time relating to one another. I literally said this in the vampire episode about Bill Cosby, and Megan laughed at me, but it's the exact same.
Imagine using a quote from Bill Cosby.
Look, okay, I'll say
2021.
I'll say it again. Just if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch that vampire video. It was very good. But anyway, so his idea was Bill Cosby, born incredibly poor, born into straight up poverty. When he got older, he got himself a decent job and all that. He started making a lot of money. His kids weren't born into
poverty, but they weren't rich.
They weren't rich. His grandchildren were born into rich. You know what I mean? And he had a really hard time communicating with his grandchildren because of they have such a different worldview. They don't have that worldview, that connection. You know.
But why can't they get this?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like you need to be poor in your life to
either be poor or just work shitty jobs
to get that level of. Right, this is what I want to do. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to work my shitty job. I want to do something that I'm going to be happy with. And I don't want. It doesn't need to be. I don't need to make tons and tons of money. I just need something that fulfills me. You know, and that's my mindset on the whole matter.
Yeah, when you make it, shut the fuck up. If people remember that you talked about Chippo man. Remember that green text? Yeah. Chippo man. Say that you lost it or something. Don't let people know about anything you hold, especially if it's people you tried helping in the past and blew you off. Only trust fellow crypto holders you know, and even then, don't reveal your whole power level. My girlfriend knows about crypto. Hell, I helped her make 100k with shit pocket change, even while she has a huge student loan debt. But she doesn't know how big my stack is. I've never given her a dollar amount or whole BTC amount. And if we get married, she's still not going to know my exact numbers. The only person that knows my exact stack is my dad because he trusts me and also built this portfolio with me and has a bigger stack than me.
Fucking beast swimmer. How the fuck does your dad? As your dad better at crypto than you?
I
know. Honestly though, I do think this is okay. I do think, like, you know, when it comes to money, it's the type of thing, honestly, you don't really need to talk about. You don't need to be telling people exactly, oh, this is my bank account, I'll show you my bank. Do you want to see my bank?
It's the same how people don't talk about how much they earn.
Yeah,
I just think it's a very rude question to ask somebody, or nobody needs to know how much you hold.
Yeah,
in your bank account.
And essentially it's the same question, kind of.
And it is.
I suppose it gets a bit different if it's your wife, though. You know, because you kind of do need to talk about, how much? Okay, we need a budget this week.
I kind of want, this is going down. I kind of want to invest this much into it.
Yeah,
but it's our money. You know, whenever you're married, there's no such thing as mine or your money.
It's the kids' money.
Well,
basically, it's like, we need to look after the child. You know, it's more the child's money than anything. Once you have kids,
James always talks to me whenever there's something going on.
Yeah,
and he shows me the ins and outs of it. I have no idea what's going on. I trust him.
Yeah,
I'm like, lovely. I trust you. Put the money in. It's fine.
Done well so far. So I haven't.
But I don't agree with keeping it from your spouse.
Well, it's different if it's a girlfriend. If it's also an adult. Like, have you been going out with them for a couple, 3 months?
Yeah,
you don't really need to know after 3 months,
that's
do you?
Different.
But it's different if you've been going out with them for 5 to 10 years. Then I suppose, maybe bring it up or talk about it. But then again, is she the type of crazy bitch that's going to marry you just for your money?
Marry you and get pregnant. Marry you and get pregnant just for the money. So it means if you break up, she's entitled to half.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that. You do not want that.
Watch this space. Took your baby and your crypto.
No. What's that one about? She took the kids.
Yeah.
What was that meme? I can't remember from years ago.
Is that BAM?
Yeah, of course it's BAM. Do you just want to look at the picture?
Okay, is that BAM?
Yeah, we'll look.
No way, is that BAM?
Yeah, if only you knew how bad things really were.
Is that a filter?
No, that's what he looks like, Megan. He looks rough
oh, my boy.
Yeah.
Jesus, he looks like Phil.
You know what this meme is? This is 1 week on Bitcoin.
In the pump and dump scheme.
6 months deep in. That's exactly what it
Fuck,
is.
he looks bad.
Right, well, let's get into this, will we?
Never ever give friends and family investment advice, ever. If you can get them to buy and they win, they'll believe it's because they're so fucking smart. If you can get them to buy and they lose, they will put all the blame on you for introducing them to a scam. If you can't get them to buy and you win, their jealousy will get the best of them and they will slowly begin to despise you unless you give them free shit. If you can't get them to buy and you lose, they will spend the next few years rubbing into your face how you failed and how you shouldn't have been playing with those magic internet Ponzi beans. Never ever try and get them onto you. If you have siblings or parents you want to help out, then help them out after you've made it. Don't try and get them into the game.
Yeah, there is a bit of twist to that. But the thing is, like, the way I'm doing it is, so I was talking to my mum about crypto and all, because what I'm doing is, so I'm buying Aussie £20 of Bitcoin a week to go away for him until he's 18, because I was doing the math. So if I give him £20 a week up until he was 18, it's about £1,000 a year. That's 18,000. Will £18,000 be worth £18,000 whenever he's...
Well, why you're putting £20 away is because we want 2 kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So it means by the time Aussie's 18, we'll take it out and split it exactly down the middle, give him his half,
and
then once the other one hits 18, give them half,
and
so they have exactly the same. So, like, we're not keeping the other half in, still investing, so the other one will then get more. It's not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a smarter way than just putting money into your bank.
I feel like it's a bet. I feel like it will give me better returns 18 years. Now, we're not going to see the same increase in value that we've seen in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But I still think the numbers will go up over the long term.
Yeah.
Maybe a horrible idea. I know a lot of people that are like not into any of it would be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" That you're just going, I don't know. I think it's. I was either going to do that or I was literally just going to buy him silver every week. But silver doesn't really divide by 20 very much. You know what I mean? You have to buy them. You have to buy them in inks every week, and it gets a bit messy. But
and like 52 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to have a room dedicated just to silver.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard.
52 weeks. For 18 years.
Yeah. I'm actually really big into silver as well, guys. I don't know if you guys know that. I really like silver.
Do you know that James is a dwarf? he holds on to precious metals.
Look, honestly, there is something really... If you're not... Don't worry. Like, the way I look at it is, if you're not interested in crypto, that's fine. I get it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people just don't get it, or they think it's a scam, or whatever. That's fine. That's up to you. You know what I mean? I'm more than happy. I really enjoy it. If you're not interested in that, then maybe go for stocks. You know what I mean? Maybe if you're interested in stocks, maybe maybe there's a favorite company that you have, and maybe, if you invest a bit into that, it's kind of like your own small
Coca-Cola stocks.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah. Coke actually gives amazing dividends, by the way. Really good dividends.
Jump on that, boys. TED Talk.
Yeah, exactly. Or, maybe precious metals. Maybe that could be a thing. Or maybe if you live in America, maybe cheap land. Maybe cheap land. Just buy fields and fields and just hold on to it. And more than likely, the price will go up over time. It's really up to you, but I do definitely think some form of investing.
Invest.
I do think it's something that anyone should at least think about at the very least.
It's better than holding savings, and plus as well.
Especially at this, I just everyone knows the world's going to shit at the minute, and inflation will kick in.
But what I like
and it already
better
is
about investments wise is you can't dip into it.
Yeah, well, you can dip in, but it's a bit harder.
It's harder.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's just readily available for you just to dip into your savings. And it means that, you're going to have to figure out another way to pay for that instead of dipping into your investments.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be, we'll go in and again, fuck that. You know what I mean? That's no way of doing it. But I would, honestly, guys, if you've never thought about it before, think about it. Also see, when it comes to crypto on YouTube, do not trust a single YouTuber that says fucking anything about and that includes us if you really want to. Honestly,
read into it yourself.
Do your own research.
See what you like the look of. Don't listen to us. This is your money.
Yeah, don't just take any, because you get a lot of people
James can say to you what he personally invests in.
But my 3 biggest coins have performed terribly over this year compared to pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm buying stuff that I think will be
For the
valuable.
long haul.
It's very long haul stuff.
Yeah.
I'm interested in.
But do your own research. Don't listen to any fills on the internet.
And also remember that anytime there's a lot of crypto YouTubers that get paid to talk about
a certain coin.
And
just be wary.
Just be really very wary. And also, like, they can, if they've got a big enough audience, they can.
And if you don't know what you're doing, don't invest in shitcoin.
Don't invest if you don't know what you're doing. Full stop.
Yeah.
Honestly,
unless it's going into like Bitcoin or Ethereum, because they're not really going to move.
You're not going to see the biggest returns, but
you're also not going to lose all your money because they're either going to stabilize or go up.
Yeah.
So
they could go down. Like, I think we're going to go into a bear market soon enough.
Yeah, probably, but it will eventually go back up.
The worst case scenario, you're going to be stuck holding a bag for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But it will eventually go up.
Yeah.
So, but just if you don't know what you're doing, leave the shit going on.
Yeah, just don't buy. Honestly, don't buy if you don't know.
Go on to Just James, you'll see.
Honestly, I think that's where we're going to end it anyway. I'm really into crypto. I know a lot of you guys aren't, and that's fine. But I don't know. I find there's something very soothing about it all.
That's the thing. James finds because he's into shitcoin as well, so he pumps it and dumps it.
Well, that's what they are, though. See,
but he finds this all soothing, and I'm like, how the fuck do you find this soothing?
Well, it's really interesting, and and also if you...
Now, remember, James also can't do basic math, but he finds the numbers soothing.
Yeah. Honestly, I find this really interesting. I think the only time I've ever came across what this thread's about, where people treat you weirdly, is I had it with that old job because they thought fuck this dickhead, he's gonna go and work from home, and this was back in 2018, so this is way before COVID.
Yeah,
before that was like a common practice
thing. Yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced any form of maybe friends or maybe you got into a good university and your other friends didn't, or maybe you did very well in some regard.
Cope and seethe, that's all they're doing.
The best way I've ever heard it described is to hold anger for someone is like trying to poison them but poisoning yourself.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere.
No.
Also, I find jealousy or envy,
it only eats at the other person. It doesn't affect you.
No, it doesn't. I feel like they're the only deadly sins that have no positive outcome.
Yeah.
At least even with pride, pride is a sin, but you can get great achievements from pride. Even gluttony, you can argue that
it doesn't need to be.
It's excess.
It's excess and stuff. But if you have an excess and need to work and need to provide and need to get more money in, it's not always the worst thing.
So, but I do think that jealousy and envy are the only of the 7 deadly sins that you will not get any positive outcome from.
Yeah.
At least with that, you get a kick the fuck out of someone. You know what I mean?
Satisfying.
Yeah.
Don't go out and beat people up.
Yeah, don't go
to wrap this video up.
Yeah. Look, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know this isn't what we normally do, and
just remember, don't cope and seethe.
Honestly, be happy for your friends if they do well, and hopefully your friends will reciprocate in kind.
Hopefully.
But
as always, check out the links down below to the models and the subclasses. They really help us out, guys. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!